Hello again, just got a laptop. That means getting more professional with my videos at one point, but also I can do Google Hangouts and YouTube Hangouts kind of thing. Anyway, continuing with the theme of meditation. In a way, meditation is a bit like going up really high, and from that height you look down and there doesn't seem to be any obstacles, you know, all height differentiations vanish. If you look at one of my dad's videos where he's paragliding, it looks like there aren't any hills, they just disappear. And so from this height, everything appears easy, you know, and you realise that there are no restrictions and barriers and stuff, apart from like physical limitations to do with this organism and the kind of world we inhabit. And then from that state you kind of think, oh, it should be easy, and you go back down and you start acting, and then the trick reinforces itself. In a sense, I'll use the word God because it's just what flows easily, but you can use reality, Tao, whatever you want really, what is. In a sense, God is such a good trickster, he's such a good prankster. What he does, he not only tells you how the trick works before he performs it, he also, whilst he's performing it, he's telling you how it works step by step, and yet still, we're tricked. It's amazing really. And in meditation, in a sense, that's one of his ultimate that's where he's really showing you the trick. So when you meditate, you learn a lot about the mind. You learn a lot, and in essence it is the mind that most people think they are. So they're kind of, first of all, learning about their character, about the game they're playing in this world, the basic survival and needy lovey game. And so what the mind, and another thing that in meditation that you're doing with the mind is you're kind of taming it. The mind makes a beautiful servant, but a terrible master, as Eckhart Tolle and other people have said. And when you're playing, when you meditate, what the mind does is because it's trying to get you out of the now, it's trying to get you into the realm of problems and stuff like that. It will use anything to kind of try and hook you. So say you're meditating and a thought pops up. It's not that the thought pops up, that doesn't mean that you stop meditating. If you're still focusing on your anchor, you're still meditating, you're still winning the game. So a thought will pop up, and what the mind is trying to get you to do is to look away from your anchor to that thought, and it will try many different thoughts. It will try to stimulate you in many different ways. Like first of all, with me, it would be putting me down, you know. It's like, I remember my cousin Michael, he said to me when I was talking to him about this, that it's like, yeah, that voice in our head, it's just constantly mugging us off. And if somebody else were to tell us what this voice is saying, we'd be like, fuck off mate, jog on, how dare you say that? But because we think we are that voice, we're like, yeah, poor little me. And so that was the main kind of way that the mind would get me to come off my anchor at first. But then after a while of that not working, it started being quite nice and kind to me. Oh, you're better than everybody, you know, you're superior. But it's still the same game, you know. It's still playing the game of hierarchies, good and bad. And then, you know, because if you're good and you're superior, then generally you're going to be good and superior for certain characteristics you have. And if you're concerned with being good and superior, you then become concerned about maintaining those characteristics that you think make you superior to other people, and you made a rod for your back. You're back in the same trap, you know. Now my mind generally just tells me marvellous things. That's quite interesting. I mean, it often tries to be a bit naughty, and I have to knock it back into shape again by doing the meditation game. But ultimately, it's like the most powerful thing is to just accept the mind. The mind thrives on guilt and shame, and in a sense it is you. And if you constantly put yourself in a meditative state, you're constantly pushing away from yourself this aspect of what is. And you're setting up the duality, you're setting up the illusion of separation again. Or you're kind of giving it credence. That's why I think some non-dualist teachers who say that once you're enlightened, you just don't talk to yourself in your head anymore. I think they're not getting it. That's the funny thing, they're not getting it. At least according to me, they're not getting it. And my guru game with them is to try and get them to think that they're not getting it because of what I say. But they're just playing a different game to me. Yeah, that's it for today. I'm going to go and mess around with this laptop. Maybe do another kind of couple of chapters with Brandon on the Book of John. Goodbye.